But yeah, I'm not gonna dress my kid like a plant. How? Like people are like, why don't you name your new daughter Monstera?
No, they did not. They did not. Okay, that's taking it too far. That's someone's life.
That's someone's life. I'm not gonna do that. But this year,
Begonia though.
This year, Begonia now.
We're on to something.
Yeah. Welcome back to an all new episode of Inside Hilton Say It, where today I have my favorite co-pilot, Molly Lee, with me. Hello, Molly.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. It's good to have you back here in the wonderful sunroom of my home.
The best. With the door open.
We got the door open today. So if you guys hear a little bit of chirping, bird calls, we did learn that Molly is a birder.
I'm a birder.
She's a birder, so she'll know exactly what the birds are saying. She speaks bird.
I speak bird.
Fluent in bird.
I do.
And it's just good to be back, man.
It's nice to be back.
How's life been treating you?
It's been good.
It's been good. You look good.
I feel
don't know
good.
can I say that?
Yeah. I mean, that was general enough.
Yeah. You look good.
I look good.
You look healthy.
Good.
Look, you've been resting.
I have been resting. Sleep's been important to me. It's always been important to me.
I have guests on the show all the time and I ask them their sleep routine. What is your sleep routine? We never really talked about this. What have we? It's been such a long time. We've been doing this for a while now.
My sleep routine, what I want to not get in the habit of and what I've been focusing on lately is to not be on my phone before bed.
Is it something that you typically do a lot of?
Yeah, I generally kind of like look through stuff. And honestly, this
social?
is like social, but also good excuses. Like when my nighttime is like daytime in Korea.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really when I usually talk to my like parents and my family in Korea. It's like 11 p.m. my time's like noon there, you know? It's sort of a time that I'm like
Mom,
chatting.
Dad.
Exactly.
Are you texting or you're like
texting?
Texting.
Everyone in Korea uses this app called Kakao Talk. It's kind of like WhatsApp. Or
Kakao
like
Talk?
Yeah.
Word? Okay. It's like WhatsApp for Koreans.
What is that? What?
It's like WhatsApp for Koreans?
Exactly.
Okay.
And so we usually do that. But anyway, I've been trying to read more. I've been really into really, really cheesy romance novels lately.
Shot one out so we can all look it up and judge you.
I just finished a book called Hello Stranger by Catherine Center, I believe. If you haven't read it, please do.
Okay. Why? Well, why please do? Why? So we can all waste a little bit of our life like you have? Or what are you talking about? What's so special about? Why are you telling people to please read this book?
Okay, you don't have to. But it was very enjoyable. It was entertaining. What I actually really loved about it, and I literally finished it last night, is the epilogue. She talks about like how she decided to write romance novels. And how she like started out as like a serious fiction writer and went to like did a bunch of academia in writing and always like kind of shunned and like looked down upon romance novels.
As all of us authors do.
It's kind of like a different form of art. And some might, be like you sold out or something. I don't know. It's much more easily consumable. But I read that and I was just like, oh my God, this is exactly why I love reading romance novels. What
is the thing that makes you excited about it?
It's
Give us some
the
things.
excitement of knowing that something good's going to happen and that it's all going to work out in the end. And
that's the template.
Yeah. That's generally all romance novels is like two people meet and then like they have some sort of like they connect, but there's like a miscommunication and then you have to work through that. And then in the end, they like figure it all out and they're happy.
And you like that. You know what's going to play, how it's going to play out. But every time you're like, oh no.
Yeah.
Oh,
I can't stop reading. Yes, that's exactly it. He pretty much summed up my entire reading a book. Yeah. I was like, like that's literally how that goes.
I love
but it's that anticipation of like hope that like makes you so like happy and you just know it's all going to be fine in the end. And it's something I love about like older movies too, where it just works out. No one's like dead. Nothing tragic happens. It just works out.
I think Fiona likes romance novels as well.
Fiona and I definitely have similar taste in our entertainment and guilty pleasures.
For sure. Now that you're done, you say you wrapped up last night. Tonight, what are you going to do?
So I have a new one that I have been wanting to read called The Paris Apartment. I believe that's by Lucy Foley. Highly reviewed.
Okay.
Yeah. My boyfriend's family, some of them really like romance novels too, so they give me a lot of recommendations because I'm still a newbie.
You're a newbie in the game.
I'm like 7 or 8 books in now.
Oh, this is fairly new.
Yeah, this is
because these are like what, like 2-day, 2-night reads, or
if I go fast, yeah. But if I don't, yeah, I could take like a week or 2 if I'm not like committed. Yeah, and sometimes it takes a minute to get started. You know what I mean? And
sure.
Like for you to like engross yourself in that world. And sometimes I'm just like, I'm not really into it. And then like midway through, I'm doing what you just said of like,
Kabi, here's how we can gauge whether how tapped in you are with this or how deep you are into this. Mm-hmm. Would you, on a flight to wherever you're going, Connecticut, Korea, Baltimore, would you take one of these romance novels with you? Not on a Kindle, the actual book, pull it out on a plane and read it?
Yes, I would.
No shame.
I would. No shame. I don't have shame.
You don't have any shame. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it sounds like you don't have any shame. You're telling all these people, the 20 people who are listening to the
I don't have shame.
You're telling all of our wonderful listeners that you listen, and I'm sure plenty of them do.
I do have a really quick story about shame around reading a book.
This podcast is all about helping others get through their pain.
I don't think I've ever told this story, but I just
tell it. What you felt shame at some point in your life, or you're going to tell the story of someone else? Please.
I think I was in 3rd grade. My aunt was visiting from the States. I was still living in Korea at the time.
Okay.
And my aunt visited and then left her book unintentionally and then went back. I picked up the book, started reading it. My mom was like super thrilled because it was like a really thick book, like 300 pages or something.
She was excited about the thickness of the book.
Yeah, she was like, oh my God, like she's like so committed to, like she's reading all of this in English, like how incredible. Because I had only been like 3 years into learning English at that point.
Yeah, hold on. So your aunt from the States brings a book,
English
book. Your mom's excited because
super
it's
thrilled.
A thick book.
Yeah.
Does she know what the book is?
No, she doesn't. I don't either reading it.
But your mom knows you're reading it.
My mom knows I'm reading it. And
she's like, read, of course, continue.
I think I was like couple chapters in and I'm like, oh, this is a spicy book.
It's a spicy
I'm in 3rd grade. I don't really know what I'm reading. I don't really get it, but I'm just like, like I've never read that before. So now I'm like glued to this book. And I literally,
you're like hiding under your bed for no reason now.
400 pages in, my tutor at the time comes and like finds a book on my bookshelf and it's just like, are you reading this? And I was like, yeah. And I knew I was going to get in trouble. Like in that moment, I'm like, okay, yeah, I probably shouldn't be reading this. I don't know why exactly, but I feel like I did something wrong. And then he outed me to my mom and then she threw the book away.
What was the book?
It was one of those like super trashy, like what is that called? The guy who's in front of like Fabio. Like it was like Fabio covered kind of like
type of book.
Yeah, you buy that at like a CVS.
And your mom was like, read on.
She was like,
learn a lot
she
about.
Thought I was reading like War and Peace. Like it was that long though, and she was so excited for me. And
this was your mom's sister?
No, this was my aunt on my dad's side that was visiting. I think.
How do you say aunt in Korean?
It depends on if it's your mom's side or your dad's side.
What?
Yeah. On your mom's side is emo.
Emo?
Mm-hmm. On your dad's side is como.
Como.
Yeah.
The emo side is always the more legit side. The auntie on the mom side is the one who has more of a say than obviously the auntie on the dad's side.
I don't know.
Oh, the auntie on
my comos, man.
Your comos, yeah. You have a few of them.
I have 4.
Oh wow.
Yeah, my dad's the youngest of 6. So
okay.
Yeah, they're my favorite way to get any sort of information and gossip. Because they're just, they're always talking amongst each other. And like there's always something happening, even when there's nothing happening.
Always something.
Yeah, I talk to one of my comos almost every day.
Love that. Yeah. Love good auntie.
But
auntie
yeah,
chatter.
That's my book of shame.
Man, I've never felt shame reading a book.
Really? You never secret read a book?
I never secret read a book, honestly. But I can understand that sort of like what like I shouldn't be doing this sort of thing. But I've never had that with a book. I've watched movies and with my like in the house and my mom's like asleep, and I'll go, oh, I shouldn't be watching this movie.
Yeah.
This is the one where my mom's like, cover your eyes. And I'm like, oh, what's this?
But you're like, ooh.
But I'm like, no one's here to stop me. I guess I'm going to watch it all the way through. Yeah, that's interesting. I think the fact that these books help you get into or settle you before you enjoy a night's rest is interesting. I've heard that from a few folks. For me, I will say,
sleep time routine.
Yeah, I mean, I think my routine has still been trying to limit how much exposure I have to my screen.
Yeah, for sure.
I will leave, let's say, the couch from a screen time sort of situation, and then as soon as I go to brush my teeth, put in my Invisalign or retainer, I guess we would say, I don't do any,
leave them out.
Any phone time. Yeah, leave it out. Yeah. If we're going to tap back into that, leave it out. Like, hey, babe, I'm going to look into my camera. Can we leave it out for a bit? I mean, come on. I know we just had this kid, but come on. Back to
so yeah, you put in your Invisalign.
I put in my Invisalign, and then I don't. I don't pick up my phone again. And I also turned off. I put my phone on bedtime mode. So if you text me past 9:30, it won't show up on my phone until I go into text messages, the app. Like
so you really shut off your phone.
I really shut off my phone.
I'm very surprised to hear that.
You
have so much on your phone.
So I don't see text messages until the next day, until the next morning.
Do you really not pick up your phone and like?
No.
I mean, like literally pick it up and like look through Instagram a bit, see what the latest comments are, what the haters are saying.
What the haters are saying. No, I don't check Instagram past 9:30. I might jump on like if I'm watching sports.
Okay, that's different.
I might jump onto like an ESPN app, or I might jump onto Twitter to see what people are saying about the game I was just watching or something like that. Twitter. I would never call it X. It's so weird. But anyway, because someone's like, have you? I've never heard someone say, I saw this on X.
Me neither. It's still Twitter.
It's all Twitter. So we all understand that. But yeah, so I kind of settle in, and I feel like when you are like when you want having an infant in the house, you're always tired. So for me, and I guess at this time is like this age, I think too. If you settle me into a spot with nothing for longer than 5 minutes, I can fall asleep.
No way.
Yeah.
And you usually have trouble sleeping.
Yeah, I usually have trouble No, if you don't want to say, I have trouble staying asleep.
Oh.
I don't think I ever had trouble falling to sleep unless I'm really thinking about something. Or you know how kids, if they're overtired, they are kind of like too wired. If I'm wired, then I'll have a trouble time falling asleep. But if any night I can fall instantly to sleep, I could possibly wake up 3 hours early.
I see. Later. Yeah.
And not fall back to sleep. Things like that, which are an issue. But lately I've been enjoying the routine. I feel like this year I've been on this journey. This podcast has been the journey. I've been recording the journey. I've gotten the best sleep in the past 8 months, 9 months of my life than I have in a really long time.
Hilton?
Yeah, man. I'm on the journey. I've been enjoying it. And it's a big thing.
So after you like do your bedtime routine, you set your phone down, you just like lay down and go to bed?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. We do the thing with the kid, which also is a thing too. Like I might be tired at 9:30 and I'm like, oh, I want to go to bed. Like the whole routine with the kid too, with Ada to get her down, that might linger another hour and a half. But once that's over, I just lay in the bed and I'm not touching my phone's done.
Wow.
Like I don't lay in bed and then look at my phone. I lay in bed, put my phone next to me just in case, emergencies, and I go to bed.
Do you know how you sleep? Like, do you snore? Do you move around a lot? Do you hop
all
the
of this is stuff that is noted by my wife, the person that sleeps next to me. I don't snore often. If I do, it's probably because I was drinking the night before. And it's always a light snore. I'm not a heavy snorer.
Okay.
So if I am snoring, it's very light. I am someone who sleeps as if they're in a coffin. So I sleep with my hands across my chest. That's
your back like that?
On my back. Or which I had when we were renovating the closet in our bedroom, we had to move out of our bedroom. Right. That's what it was. So then we had to move into our guest room. Our old guest room only had a queen size bed.
Oh.
We now sleep in a king size bed.
Right.
One thing that I was yelled at a lot when we used to sleep in a queen size bed only is that if I'm not sleeping like I'm a vampire, I sleep like I'm on a beach. Arms back.
Do you really?
Foot like enjoying life. And sometimes when I would sleep like that, I would bring my elbow down to get back into my
and just smash Fiona?
And smash Fiona in the head or in the elbow. And so when we moved back into the queen size bed for the renovations, and Fiona was pregnant, there was a few times where I would wake up while I was in this like very relaxed sleeping position, and I would go, I can't sleep like this. I was afraid I was going to hit the baby. So then I started sleeping on the couch. So that was probably the only downside about this year of sleeping is that when during her pregnancy, I did take at least a month and a half. During the book tour though, when I would come home, I'll be home for like a few days.
Right.
I was sleeping on the couch. So I didn't get as great of sleep as in the bed.
Right.
But yeah, my sleep
that's
routine.
That's sweet of you to do that. Like Fiona's not comfy sleeping pregnant either.
Oh no, she's not comfortable at all. Yeah. So I'd rather just let her get the whole bed and roll around like she wants to, or just
do you fit on
position.
A queen like lengthwise?
No, not length, but I don't really sleep like that. I don't sleep with like I sleep kind of curled up a bit. So if I'm sleeping,
you're a curled up corpse?
No. So if I'm sleeping with my head back or my hands across my chest like a vampire, one of my legs is bent in a sort of I'm creating a 4 with my legs.
Interesting. I do the same with my right leg.
So yeah, so it always ends up in that position, and the other leg isn't always completely straight. So yes, I don't really. My feet will, if I stretch completely out in a queen, my feet are hanging off the bed a little bit.
Yeah.
But in the king, I'm good. We're golden. So I'm all set up. I feel like if I can crack a window, or turn a fan, or if it's hot. AC is blasting.
Do you like a little white noise when you're sleeping?
No, don't need white noise. I just want cool. I need a blanket, a comforter. I want it to be very cold. And I get in, I feel cozy. And when I get out of bed, I don't mind it still being really cold outside of the bed. I'll just run into another room and start putting clothes on.
Yeah, right? you run warm though.
But I do run warm.
I notice that every time I'm here.
That's the thing that Fiona doesn't do. Is Fiona runs very cold all the time.
Same.
Holland thankfully runs warm like her dad. So
lucky you.
We both go, turn that AC up, ma. She's always trying. She thinks AC is 74 degrees. What? 74? That ain't AC?
What?
Why you turn the heat on?
That's like cold. That's on my colder side.
That's hot.
No,
turn the heat
74
off.
is like, I am very warm. Like, let's actually turn on the AC. 76 is where I usually have.
Ain't happening. It's
not crazy.
76. You might as well just your energy bill must be low, because if that's what you're riding with during the summer, then I can't deal. But hey, to each their own, and I guess
Eric runs the opposite, my partner. So he's definitely like, can we please just get it down to a decent temperature of 72? And I'm like, no.
Let's get it down. Oh, look, well, at least we're in fall.
We are.
We're in fall, cooler weather, which I love. We have the doors open.
I love this too.
Fall weather coming in here. I'll tell you this. Love fall. Fall is my favorite season of the year.
Is it really?
It is. I love fall.
Why?
I love it.
Aside from the temperature.
Oh, that's the number one. Aside from temperature. Love the change in foliage. Yeah. While I do love greenery, I love seeing fall foliage. Mm-hmm. We all love it. But temperature is also different. Temperature is also when I want to say temperature, but I want to bring in like the crisp air.
The air, yeah.
Like that to me is such a fall thing. Another thing, it pulls me back to when I was a kid. I played so many. I played sports, but I played football.
Fall sports.
In the fall sports. That
do you watch
smell
football?
Of grass. Love football.
Okay.
If football was on right now, I'd be watching it.
Yeah.
I love football with an absolute passion.
Eric's the same way. He's just like,
I can't
football season. And I'm like, okay.
I tell Fiona every time football season starts, you know I love you. You know how much I do for this family. This is my time of the year.
Football season's long though. Super Bowl's not till February, so you get half the year.
I'm only asking for Thursday nights, Saturday nights, or
it's everywhere.
Some Saturday nights,
Monday night football,
all of Sunday.
Oh my God.
And Monday night.
Oh my goodness.
That's all I'm asking. But when I say that's all I'm asking is, I'm just asking. Let me look. I've been downgraded to sometimes watching the football game on my phone. Right? Good. The cartoons or whatever animation might be on TV.
Needs to be on
yeah,
TV.
90 Day Fiance, UK is that one? Or the whole gambit of those shows. But yeah, so I love the smell of grass in the fall. There's so much of fall that I just truly enjoy.
Do you like Halloween?
The holiday?
Yeah.
Like celebrating Halloween? Well, if you want to get on a topic, I'll tell you what I don't like about fall. Halloween? No. Everyone loves Halloween. Good. Especially if you're a witch. Oh.
Cut that out.
If you're a goblin or a monster.
That's better. That was not a witch voice. I don't know what kind of witch he's talking to.
Holland loves when I become a monster. He's like, Dad, I'd be a monster and chase me. No, what I hate about fall, this time of year, I hate to say it, and I'm going to look right into the camera again and say this. I hate looking at all of the holiday decor content people make.
Why are you such a hater?
And so many of my friends on social do this. And I'm sorry, but I hate the content.
Get in the holiday spirit,
I'm in the
Grinch.
spirit, but yo, it is September. Why am I watching your Christmas content or your Halloween content in August?
Because we need inspo.
I don't need your inspo on how to make old shit in my house look like Halloween. I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness.
But I don't. I'm such an old man, I guess.
You are.
Or a dude. Because I don't know if any of you.
I know dudes who are into the holidays.
I'm into holidays too, but I'm not going to decorate my entire house like it's a haunted castle.
Do you do any holiday decor?
Oh yeah, we celebrate. I love
what you like. Allow like one mini pumpkin. That's like it.
Look, if I'm a gourdsman, is that a thing?
I'm a gourdsman.
Is that a thing? I'm a gourdsman. I don't know if that's a thing, but I love a good gourd.
One gourd.
Yo, title this pod is that good.
I'm
gourds.
A gourdsman.
Good, or I'm a good. No, it's good gourds.
Gone bad.
Goodness, gourdness. No.
Good gourds gone bad.
Good gourds gone bad.
Yeah.
It's a good title too. Anyway, I love decorating in a sense of it's Halloween. We'll put out some pumpkins, little skeletons. I'm not gonna go crazy.
All outside though.
But some outside. Nothing's happening in the house where it's like that. Christmas. We celebrate Christmas. We're a family that celebrates Christmas. We'll put up lights. We have children.
Yeah, I know.
You gotta get into the holiday spirit. But I'm not. I can't with.
You're not like cutting out snowflakes.
Not yet.
But will you?
Maybe for the kids.
Is your issue with this holiday content the timing of it being too early, or is it the fact that it exists?
Yes. No, not that it exists. We love. So here in Baltimore, there's a street. It's Miracle on 34th Street.
Cute.
Where the whole block is lit up with lights.
I love that.
When I was a kid, I used to love driving through neighborhoods that were just lit up with lights.
Yeah.
I lived in the city. We didn't have many lights going on, but we would drive these fancy ass neighborhoods. They would light their whole house would be one giant
with the huge stuff in the front.
They were like, we don't give a shit about our electric bill this month. Yo, we got the funds. You know what I mean?
That
like
TV is fuzzy inside.
They would light it up. You know what I mean? Like Christmas vacation. Where he was trying to light his entire house up. And he finally does.
I watched that recently.
Christmas Vacation.
Yeah, no, but what's the full name? There's a
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
That.
Okay.
I watched it like a couple months ago.
It's like which Ernest. You're like, oh, but what's the full name?
Yeah.
I'm like, Ernest Goes to Camp, not Ernest Goes to Jail. Shout out to Vern. All the Verns out there. So I get into the spirit of the holidays, but yeah, maybe it is the fact that they feel obligated to post the content so early for two things. One, because brand deals, you have to
True.
And I'm not hating if you got a brand deal to post out content. I will do a Halloween.
Like all day.
I'll do a
Spiders
Halloween post.
In the house.
Yeah, I'll do
fake skeleton. Let's go.
I'll do. I don't even know the Halloween store, but I'll do a full on post about Halloween in June.
You're like, I'm ready.
I'm not against you getting your money. Go get your money. But what I'm saying is, it just feels. And it's not even them, yo. Like, I'll go into a Target and there's Halloween decor up.
I was gonna say they're
July.
all. I mean,
back
all this
to school stuff is out in April, I think.
This content is late compared to like the CVS candy aisle. Like CVS candy aisle is always like 6 months.
They're tapped in. Valentine's stuff is like Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
you're like yo,
like,
what?
What day is it?
Why y'all got your candy hearts out?
They just go so hard.
Oh, y'all got candy hearts out. We celebrating Thanksgiving over here. So they're like, true. I don't care. We got the Valentine's hearts with the Halloween candy on sale. Yeah. So
it's so true.
Just buy, right? So it kind of makes me feel, I don't know, like but it's not just the fact that it's early. I will say also, I hate how over the top it is. Like,
you think they're doing too much?
There's a lot that's being done.
Like what?
Like, if you're gonna make your house an entire like spooky castle, or if you're gonna do if it's a haunted house,
yeah,
you're gonna go all the way, I can fuck with that.
Okay.
But I don't know. I don't typically enjoy the DIY aspect of a holiday decor thing.
Interesting. I'm all about that.
But I will say I'm all about the things that are more so related to the edible side of it. Like, we're gonna make holiday cookies or candy or like Thanksgiving. Like, these are some really cool dishes to make.
Sure.
Like, if you're a food influencer, if you're cooking things on social,
yeah,
yo, I'm following all your content this time of year.
You're into that, like, but not the decor.
I saw a soup yesterday. And I was like, that's my soup for fall. I'm gonna be making.
You already picked it out.
I'm gonna be making that soup.
That's my fall soup.
Oh, that's my fall soup. I love soups. That's the best part of my fall.
What is it? What was the soup?
It was some sort of tomato based. It wasn't like a tomato bisque, but it was like a tomato forward soup. I'll put it in the show notes.
Yeah, will you? I'm dying to know. I'm a soup fan.
I love soups. All the things. Fall gear, getting your fits right for fall.
For sure.
I got so many of those. I'm not gonna have these legs out all year round. You know what I mean? I know most of y'all watching to see my legs on the podcast.
That's news to me.
I get you. I got my skin all oiled up from my friends at Origins. Shout out Origins. Shout out Amber over there at Origins. But yeah, man, I feel like those are the things that I love about fall. But yeah, it's the content that can throw me off. I mean, what are you? Are you someone who decorates during the holidays?
And we'll be right back after a break from our sponsor. Balancing work and life can be really stressful, and finding ways to work through the stress is always a goal of mine. Of course, the process of nurturing plants helps me to slow down, take a breath, and bring in joy. But unfortunately, my plants aren't licensed therapists with expert advice. Regardless if you have a clinical mental health issue like depression or anxiety, or you're just a human who lives in this world who is going through a hard time, therapy can give you the tools to approach your life in a very different way. And that's why I'm excited to tell you about today's sponsor, BetterHelp. BetterHelp's mission is to make therapy more affordable and more accessible. And this is an important mission because finding a therapist can be really hard, especially when you're limited to the options in your area. BetterHelp is a platform that makes finding a therapist easier because it's online, it's remote, and by filling out a few questions, BetterHelp can match you to a professional therapist in as little as a few days. It's easy to sign up and get matched with a therapist. There's a link in my description. It's betterhelp.com/Hilton. Clicking this link helps to support this channel, but it also gets you 10% off your first month of BetterHelp so you can connect with a therapist and see if it helps you. And because finding a therapist is a little like dating, if you don't really fit with that therapist, which is a common thing with therapy, you can easily switch to a new therapist at no additional cost without stressing about insurance, who's in your network, or anything like that. Starting this podcast was supposed to be a little extra therapy for me, getting the ideas in my head out. Good to know I can always use BetterHelp just in case Molly can't help me. So if you're struggling, consider online therapy with BetterHelp. Click the link in the description or visit betterhelp.com/Hilton. Thank you again, BetterHelp, for supporting this channel. Now, back to the show.
Like, yes and no. So like I don't own a house, but if I did,
you don't have to own a house to decorate. We decorate.
I decorate a little bit, but I wanna be that person that you hate on social. That's just like turning the whole house into like a spooky wonderland.
That's
and I just like dress like a witch all day.
You love that.
I love that.
You if you could, you would do that.
I would. And I think I've given thought as to why I love that so much. I think it's because I didn't grow up with it.
True.
Like in Korea, it's like not a thing to like celebrate those holidays that big.
Christmas either?
Christmas people celebrate, but it's more like you hang out with your family kind of thing.
Yeah,
like
sure. You're not decorating family. Outside of your house.
No, and that's not really a thing. And like all the gifting and stuff is kind of new. So when I think of those like Christmas and holidays and Halloween, it's very much like what America like idealized in my head looks like.
Yeah, for sure.
And like going over to my friends' homes when I was younger in the States and like seeing their family's house all like decorated and just like that warm coziness and magic, I guess, that they bring into the house with that. Like that I loved so much that I was like, oh, if I ever have kids, like I want to make sure that this is like a tradition that we do together. To,
for sure. Well, the kids, I mean, like for the holidays, you have to make it special for. Okay,
I love crafts.
You yeah,
I
love crafts.
I can spend 4 hours at Michael's with ease.
Yo, I want Ryan produces the podcast. He edits the episodes. I want him to put together a full episode of just you saying, I love crafts. Yeah, I love birds. I love like all the things that you just love. You're just shouting out. I love golf. I love it's like you love crafts, which is
so fun.
Crafts are fun. Shout out to individuals who make books about crafts, Wild Creations. If you didn't know, it's a crafty book.
I attempted the plant hammock.
That was in Wild at Home.
That was at Wild at Home.
Shout out Wild at Home. Sorry. Why am I shouting out my own book? Shout out Wild at Home is what I just said. I apologize to everyone listening to this right now.
But if you want it, you can buy it at HiltonCarter.com.
There it is. If you do want to purchase it. But yeah, I think for me, like I will say in my childhood, I love when my mom would decorate the house or the apartment, because that's what we lived in, the apartment for the holidays. We couldn't decorate outside because we lived in an apartment, but she would make it a winter wonderland.
I love
for
that
us
stuff
inside. But I think that is a thing that, for
don't like you remember that to this day?
Of course,
though?
But that's what we're gonna make our home for our children. I think there's two different things that I'm saying here. I enjoy decorations 1000%. I don't have the want to hang up all the lights, even though I do that now. I would love my house to look like the houses that are on 34th Street here in Baltimore, or all lit with lights. I would rather pay someone to do that because I don't have to spend all that time. I love to look at it.
That's fair.
I don't like the process of doing it. And I do think like those memories of my own home when I was a kid being lit up for the holidays, whether it was for Christmas or whatever my mom would do for Halloween, are imprinted. They're always there to go back to. And we're going to do that for our children. Of course. We've done so much of that since Holland's been born, or has been here on this planet. I just feel like when I see it on social, it always makes me go, and then I kind of swipe away because I don't personally enjoy seeing that content.
That's fair.
But if someone shows me a house lit up with lights, and all the lights twinkling and dancing, I think I would watch it, but I'd rather see it in person.
I get that. Right? I get that. I mean, yeah, I think a lot of the crafty stuff that I see on Instagram, holiday decor related, I'm like, oh, that's really nice. But that doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to do it myself.
For sure.
Or I'm like, oh, that's really creative. Like, I wonder how. But I'm also not going to do it myself.
Yeah.
But there are a few things that I did do last year that I found on the internet that was like, when you cut I mean, it's not revolutionary, but I saw someone do it and it looked really nice. But it's like when you slice your oranges really thin and bake them in the oven and then like string through that. And then like make little garlands of it.
For sure.
And you dust a little cinnamon so it smells like cinnamon orange in the house and stuff. Like that was really nice. And that was a fun little crafty activity. But something I love about crafts, especially in the holiday season, is it's so gross and gray and cold outside that I'm like, I want to do something cozy and warm inside. And this is like the perfect, activity.
Again, sign
with
me
your
up
hot
for,
chocolate.
Sign me up for any of the recipe things. Like sign me up. Like if you're making hot chocolate or whatever your chocolate, like when they do the, I don't know, like it's a beverage based like DIY video.
Yeah.
You're putting what are those balls they explode?
Oh, with the marshmallows.
Sign me up for that.
You're like, yes.
Like I'm
saved.
Saved. Cocoa bombs. Yeah, man. Like all that stuff I'm excited about. I think it's more the decor stuff. I'm just like, it's a turn off to me.
Did you have any Halloween decor last year?
I don't think so.
What was Holland's Halloween costume last year?
Last year she was a butterfly.
Oh.
No.
What?
Yeah, she was a butterfly, but people kept saying she was no, was she a butterfly? No.
Was she Minnie Mouse?
No. She's gonna be Minnie Mouse this year. But
she is. I know that's her favorite.
There were two things that she either was or people thought she was. I think she was a princess.
Cute.
But the princess had wings.
Like a fairy princess.
So people kept saying she was a butterfly. I was like, no, I think she's just a princess. But then she lost the wings because she hated having them on her back. Fair. So then she was just a princess.
A princess.
And she's always a princess, regardless if it's Halloween or not.
She's like, I'm just me today.
She's my person. She's very princessy.
Is Veda gonna have a Halloween costume?
Yeah. So this year, Holland's gonna be Minnie Mouse. I'm supposed to be Mickey Mouse. Fiona's going to be Daisy Duck.
Yay!
And Veda is Pluto.
Oh my god, that's gonna be so cute.
So.
That's gonna be so cute.
Yeah, cute for the kids.
Yeah.
Me getting this Mickey Mouse.
How are you gonna find a Mickey Mouse costume?
They make them.
Okay.
I think shout out again to on this episode. We talked about this in the last episode about my PBK room for Holland.
Pottery Barn Kids.
Pottery Barn Kids. My wife went on Pottery Barn Kids and she saw all their Halloween costumes.
Yep.
And she was like, "Oh, they have this perfect Minnie Mouse costume." And then she was like, "There's a Mickey Mouse costume for dads." And I was like, yeah, for like regular sized dads though.
They can be like capris on you.
Capris, yeah, exactly. I was like, that is not gonna fit.
Wait, so are you guys all gonna go trick-or-treating together?
Of course, you gotta do that.
That's see, this is what I mean.
I will say
I didn't grow up with that either. I live in an apartment. You don't go trick-or-treating.
Oh, trick-or-treating is like
Halloween's fairly new in Korea.
Okay. Well, core memory wise, trick-or-treating is like
so fun.
It's the best.
Does your neighborhood like get pretty into it? A lot of kids.
Yeah.
And stuff?
Well, we have a lot of kids in the neighborhood and they all just circle together.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where it's a lot of little kids. So a lot of families are taking turns trick-or-treating. So to do the like kids show up to my house and we give them candy part is difficult because we are out also trick-or-treating. Oh. So what a lot of families will do is we're gonna take this rotate. So if we're out, there's either we'll leave the trick-or-treat, like the candy outside for people to do it, and then we'll come back in and then we'll.
That's so organized.
You know what I mean? Because if you're not here, people are like, well, if we're all not here, we're all walking around.
Chasing each other.
We're like
no
anyone
one's
home? Like we're all together here. So people got to kind of stagger it, right?
I love that.
Or you leave it out. But we also want to, the whole thing is you don't just walk to someone's house and then grab a candy out of a bucket. The whole idea of trick-or-treating is you ring the doorbell, you knock on the door.
You have to do the explain what your costume is.
Exactly.
Say trick or treat.
That's the fun part of it. So yeah, we're definitely gonna do that. Last year, Holland was 2, and this was her first time doing the trick or treat part, like going up to a door to say trick or treat. So the first door, and this will always be my core memory, because she won't remember it. She was like very scared and like, what are we doing? Yeah. And then Fiona said trick or treat, and then a candy landed in Holland's bucket.
Was she like, let's go? She's off.
Done.
She's
every
like,
door after that, she's like, give me my candy. Trick or treat. Damn it. Like, and that unlocked this crazy candy freak in my kid. Like since October 31st of last year, obsessed.
Nothing's ever been the same.
Nothing's ever been the same. All candy, all the time. Motivated by candy.
That's amazing.
It's been like every single day, like candy, 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 candy. Can we get more candy? How do I get more candy?
Well, it's coming up. October's coming up.
So yeah. So October's coming up. We're excited about it. Excited for the holidays. Excited for this season. Love fall.
I know.
Love it.
Me too. I love like the apple picking.
Yeah, man. We're gonna go to a pumpkin patch, I think.
Yay.
Not this weekend, but the following weekend. We're gonna go apple picking. We're gonna get all that apple cider. We're gonna do all the things that fall gives you. All the goodness. Winter sucks. You know what I mean? But I love that this beautiful season is then you have to have this bad one right behind it. Because it would suck if you had to have summer and then winter.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely
like back to back terrible seasons.
You need the fall buffer.
You need that fall buffer. And it's the best one. It's the best one. So you got a really cool one. Like summer's not the worst.
No.
But it's like the third worst. The third best.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Fall's amazing. I mean, although your plants won't be as happy.
In winter. Fall, you can still, I still have plants outside. I'm gonna have my outdoor plants out there probably until October. Late October. Like I don't start moving my plants inside. Obviously, if there's a cold break and it's just like, summer ended early here. But if it's still above 50, if it's above 45 at night and 45 lingers for like an hour, plants are still outside. But once it stays 45 below 50, I will say for like 3 hours.
Okay, that's
then we'll start bringing. And that tends to happen around here in Baltimore, right after Halloween. So
yeah, it's going to be a packed house in here again with all the plants.
Well, a lot of these plants are going back to the office.
Oh, they are. Okay.
Yeah, they'll go back to the office. So, yeah, that's how we work with plants. But I'm just happy that we are now in fall.
Me too.
For me, fall was always a push to get a book done as well.
Yeah,
there's no book that is coming out anytime soon. So I'm gonna.
There is. It's just a different deadline.
It's just a different deadline. It's not for it to come out in spring. So don't look for any books for me next spring. But I'll spend a lot more time. Maybe you know what?
Why?
This episode has took a spin.
Why?
Maybe that's why I don't like any of this content because I never have the opportunity to jump in to do it.
Have the time
because I'm always busy doing stuff. You know what? Maybe I will jump into the decor.
I can see you crafting, making a little
now that you said that, I'm definitely not going to do it.
Oh, I see it.
I don't see myself
like a little pipe cleaner spider here and there.
I'm not a craft. I'm not
bejeweling skeleton skulls.
Nope. Actually, now that you keep talking about it, the more you say it, that's why I hate it.
Next time I hear
bejeweled skeletons, turning my broomstick into something wicked.
Yeah.
No, that won't be me.
I see it.
But maybe I'll.
All your plants will have googly eyes on them.
No, you know what? You're tapping into. Actually, I take it back. All the things I hate about this season. You're right. I hate googly eyes on plants. I hate all of it. It's so terrible. It's so cheesy.
Grinch.
But if you do it, hey, to each their own. Like I love that you love it.
I love it.
I love that you love it too, Molly. My wife will love it too. My wife's a part. My wife, I told you, when I first met Fiona, just as a last thing here, when I first met Fiona and I went into her house. When I went to her house, her apartment. She had a sign up in her house. Any people have signs in their house.
Did it say like live, laugh, love or something?
No. Okay. It said,
it's wine o'clock.
It said, cats are like chips.
You can't just have one. Oh, let's go.
God, terrible.
I love that.
So she would totally tap into her crafty tooth and just so you know, my wife isn't that cheesy. That was gifted to her, but she did put it up in her house. But yeah, it's definitely something she would make a skeleton, do a bejeweled skeleton, or put some eyeballs on a plant.
Oh my goodness. Fiona and I need a crafting date where we do that and watch 90 Day Fiance.
You know who would also do something like that? What? Not saying that they're cheesy because I love them. They're part of my team. Carson.
Carson's also invited.
Carson's putting some eyeballs on some plants.
I can so see that for her. I can see it.
I can see it.
I can see it.
I can see it. That should be a whole little segment. I can see it.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's
fall decor for
that's
you.
fall decor for you. That's fall decor for you. Anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in, everyone. If you're gonna decorate for the holidays, do it. If you have kids,
do it.
Core memories,
Seriously.
all in. Make those hot. If anyone sends me that kid dressed up as a
String of pearls.
String of pearls.
How did I guess that?
Oh my God. Please.
I was just thinking about how cute that kid is.
Stop sending me that. It's been sent to me for 5 years straight. I won't dress my kid like that.
That kid's like in college now.
That kid is in college. He's like, Mom, what the fuck? Why did you put my image out there? Now you have, because that woman probably has no, I'm not sure if it's a woman, could be a dude, but has no control over that image being shared.
No.
Her kid is everywhere.
Yeah.
Right? Like someone keeps sending me like these TikToks of my studio, Jungle by the Falls, the image of it being used. People are dancing in front of it. People are singing some sort of song in front of
What?
Yeah, it's just like this black girl is singing it's like a car jingle. Or Mako, whatever it is, and then there's one where Kevin Hart is dancing. It's like how I feel when I go into a plant shop. I'm like,
with your
it's
image,
just an image
in the background.
Yeah, people will send that to me all the time. Like your image is in that is your old space, isn't it? I'm like,
you're like, yes.
Yeah, but there's no control over people using that. Some people use the image of Fiona in things, and it's just like of her with all the plants.
Really? Yeah, I love that picture.
It just goes, and you have no control over it. Like Fiona's face is just out there, just being utilized. But yeah, I'm not gonna dress my kid like a plant. How? Like people are like, why don't you name your new daughter Monstera?
No, they did not. They did not. Okay, that's taking it too far. That's someone's life.
That's someone's life. I'm not gonna do that. But this year,
Begonia though.
This year, Begonia now.
We're on to something.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, I love this, man. I love being when it's just you and I
know.
Shooting the shit, just chatting about things in life. And one thing I don't like about fall, it's just to end it on this, time change. Daylight and all that stuff getting shorter.
Time.
Not a big fan of that. So
I hate that. It doesn't exist in Korea, by the way.
It does
time
get
is
dark,
just time.
but it does get darker in Korea.
Yeah. But we don't do the time change.
I know what we're talking about. I'm just more so about how dark it gets in winter. It's just all the things that
it does
you talk about the plants, like not just temperature wise, but light wise.
Yeah.
Your plants aren't going to be happier. I just think all of us, all living things aren't happier in this time of year.
That's why you got to lean into the holiday spirit.
But I would say in the reverse for those in the southern hemisphere, right?
Yeah.
It's the opposite for them, but they understand what we're saying. When it's colder, it's darker. No brainer. We're not so happy about it. But anyway, I hope these podcasts I hope these episodes will keep you warm during the fall and winter season, because we're not going to stop making them. And I'm pretty sure you're backlogged. So if you are, you should do as Molly say.
Hit the button, do the thing.
Hit the button, do the thing. Follow, subscribe. Don't just love.
Comment,
send us some comments. Let us know what your favorite holiday decor is.
I read them all.
Maybe. Do you?
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
I respond to some.
What's wrong with you?
Because I want to talk to my people.
Your people.
Yeah, my fans.
You have fans out there. Yo, she got fans, y'all.
Shout out my fans.
Shout out the fans, the birders, the rice lovers. Yeah. That sounded terrible. Rice lovers. She likes rice, y'all. I don't want you to think that's.
They don't know that we talked about rice.
Oh, we haven't talked about that? Oh, we talked about rice cookers before this episode, guys. Please know. Holy shit, that sounded terrible.
I have no idea we talked about.
Yeah, see, we talked about rice before this episode. I'm not saying rice lovers.
I'm so offended. I can't believe you just called me
an
that.
Asian person. Oh my God. Anyway.
Wait, one last question to leave us on. What date is the appropriate time to start playing Christmas carols?
Real talk.
Just a date.
Now. Christmas carols it depends on what you're into, but Christmas carols.
It's September and you just shout on everyone for posting holiday content.
But you're saying, but I'm not.
Too early.
How early is it to start playing Christmas carols on social? always too early. I don't want to hear
Okay, how about just in your home?
In your home. For me to play it for you right now is way too early.
Yeah.
But if I want to listen to it, let me listen to it.
I see.
You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm blasting, I'm not going to put you in my car and make you listen to Christmas music now.
Good.
When will I do that? Right after Thanksgiving. As soon as we finish eating Thanksgiving dinner, we're playing Christmas carols in the house.
That's it for me too.
You know what I mean? But I'm not to be serious, I'm not going to play Christmas. I'm not playing Christmas carols anytime soon. But yeah, I think once Thanksgiving is over, let's get it going.
That's how I feel.
That Peanuts Christmas one, Charlie Brown Christmas.
The best.
Run that back. Yo, my man, homie, Ryan, got me that on vinyl.
I was about to say I want it on vinyl. That sounds amazing.
The crackling and the popping, the bonito on the record. My man tried to get me in the Christmas spirit.
Good. Someone needs to. This Grinch. This Grinch being Grinchy over here. Grinchster.
I'll steal your Christmas.
You're wearing green. Oh my God. Head to toe green. It was all planned. Just saying.
Shout out to Bonobos. Shout out to Bombas and Bonobos.
Just shouting out.
I'm just shouting out everything.
Shout out Grinch.
Anyway, but shout out to all of you who've been listening. We really appreciate it. We are 9 months into doing the podcast, and it's been great. So I hope your holiday season, because we're already in the holiday season, right?
I know we're in the holiday spirit for sure.
We're in the holiday spirit. Hope your Halloween goes well, and every Halloween or every holiday, I'll say, for the rest of the season. Yay. For all of you. So enjoy it, and we'll be talking to you very soon.
Peace.
Bah humbug.
Balancing work and life can be really stressful, and finding ways to work through the stress is always a goal of mine. Of course, the process of nurturing plants helps me to slow down, take a breath, and bring in joy. But unfortunately, my plants aren't licensed therapists with expert advice. Regardless if you have a clinical mental health issue like depression or anxiety, or you're just a human who lives in this world who is going through a hard time, therapy can give you the tools to approach your life in a very different way. And that's why I'm excited to tell you about today's sponsor, BetterHelp. BetterHelp's mission is to make therapy more affordable and more accessible. And this is an important mission because finding a therapist can be really hard, especially when you're limited to the options in your area. BetterHelp is a platform that makes finding a therapist easier because it's online, it's remote, and by filling out a few questions, BetterHelp can match you to a professional therapist in as little as a few days. It's easy to sign up and get matched with a therapist. There's a link in my description. It's betterhelp.com/Hilton. Clicking this link helps to support this channel, but it also gets you 10% off your first month of BetterHelp so you can connect with a therapist and see if it helps you. And because finding a therapist is a little like dating, if you don't really fit with that therapist, which is a common thing with therapy, you can easily switch to a new therapist at no additional cost without stressing about insurance, who's in your network, or anything like that. Starting this podcast was supposed to be a little extra therapy for me, getting the ideas in my head out. Good to know I can always use BetterHelp just in case Molly can't help me. So if you're struggling, consider online therapy with BetterHelp. Click the link in the description or visit betterhelp.com/Hilton. Thank you again, BetterHelp, for supporting this channel.